The best animated movies can be just as emotional as even the most moving live-action tearjerker. Admit it, there are animated movies that make you cry. Go ahead. It's okay to acknowledge that some silly cartoon movies brought you to tears. We've all cried ourselves silly while watching movies about sentient toys and anthropomorphized animals. Although animated movies are really made for kids, there are so many great flicks that make for entertaining animated movies for adults, and especially, making adults cry. Welcome to DLP Movie and let's check out the top 10 animated movies that make you cry the most. Monsters, Incorporated. In a land of monsters, James P. Sullivan is king.
Now is the time to panic!
He and his co-worker/friend Mike Wazowski are two of many monsters that work for Monsters Incorporated, a utility company that generates power for a very paranoid and nervous city of monsters. This power, oddly enough, is generated from the screams of children, which is produced by scaring them in their sleep. One night, however, Sully uncovers a devious plot to rid Monster City of its power problems, but in all the wrong ways. Together, ironically, Sully and Mike will fight to protect the innocent of the children they scare every night. Monsters, Incorporated. It's cheerful, high-energy fun, and like the other Pixar movies, has a running supply of gags and references aimed at grown-ups. Inside Out. The film is set in the mind of a young girl named Riley Anderson, where 5 personified emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, try to lead her through life as her parents move from Minnesota to San Francisco and she has to adjust to her new surroundings. All of us have various brain functions that govern our response to various situations.
These are Riley's memories. They're mostly happy, you'll notice, not to brag.
I wanted to maybe hold one.
What happened? Sadness?
She did something to the memory.
Is everything okay?
I don't know.
Take it back, Joy!
Trying.
Joy, no,
Let
wait!
go!
The core memories!
The functions responsible for happiness, sadness, fear, anger and disgust are characterized, and the details of the activities they do to run the life of the young girl Riley right from her birth is what drives the story. When a sudden change in the life of Riley upsets the rhythm, they try to control the situation too much, which creates more confusion for Riley. Their adventures in an attempt to restore normalcy is what forms the crux of this movie. The Land Before Time. The films follow a friendship of a group of young dinosaurs by the names of Littlefoot, Sarah, Petrie, Ducky, and Spike. After finding the Great Valley, they raise a carnivorous baby, survive a drought, a cold snap, and witness a solar eclipse. Throughout all films, they embark upon adventures, learning lessons about life and friendship along the way. The Land Before Time is a very entertaining animated movie. They have a great story here filled with varying emotions from humor to sadness. Not only is it a story of friendship, courage and love, but it also demonstrates childhood friendships which are not allowed due to classism or racism.
Great Valley.
Finding Nemo. It tells the story of the overprotective ocellaris clownfish named Marlin who, along with a regal blue tang named Dory, searches for his abducted son Nemo all the way to Sydney Harbor. Along the way, Marlin learns to take risks and comes to terms with Nemo taking care of himself. The movie takes place almost entirely under the sea, in the world of colorful tropical fish, the flora and fauna of a shallow warm water shelf not far from Australia. The use of color, form and movement make the film a delight even apart from its story. As charming as it is beautiful, Finding Nemo is a joy, both visually and cinematically. The characters are all so appealing and sweet that you want to hug each and every one of them, Nemo and Dory in particular. But the film transcends above just a generic animated film, for there are lessons to be learned by too. The film often tells a children's tale from an adult's point of view, with risky situations and emotional soul-searching putting stress on a disjointed family. The Fox and the Hound. A young fox named Todd is taken in by an old woman after his mother is killed by a hunter. Full of mischief, young Todd befriends Copper, a hound dog pup. As they grow up, However, their friendship becomes endangered by what they have become. Copper is a hunting dog, and Todd is his prey. Although the plot deals with the serious subjects of maturity and loss of innocence, there's also plenty of humor. However, the climactic fight with the bear is pretty realistic, and maybe a little too intense for younger kids. The bittersweet finale, where the fox and the hound smile at each other, then go their separate ways, knowing they can never really be friends anymore, is particularly poignant and will bring a tear to the eye of anyone who has grown up and lost a friend.
Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3 Inches welcomes Woody, Buzz and the whole gang back to the big screen, as Andy prepares to depart for college and his loyal toys find themselves in daycare. These untamed tots with their sticky little fingers do not play nice, so it's all for one and one for all as plans for the great escape get underway.
It's the perfect time to be hysterical.
Should we be hysterical? Now?
Yes.
Maybe, but not right now.
Come on, let's see how much we're going for on eBay.
New toys!
I'm gonna get played with!
Finally comes Pixar's ability to integrate so many emotions: fear, love, action, and comedy, among others, with each having so much vigor in its own right that the movie becomes a roller coaster of animation and adventure, wound together by the constant movement of setting and storyline. Dumbo. The stork delivers a baby elephant to Mrs. Jumbo, veteran of the circus, but the newborn is ridiculed because of his truly enormous ears and Dumbo. Dumbo is about a baby elephant born in the tough world of the circus who is ridiculed and shut out because of his large ears, comforted by his mother until she attacks a trainer and is penned up in a jail-like wagon. Dumbo eventually learns that he can fly and becomes a star. A great film that deals with discrimination, self-esteem, the importance of family and friendship.
A headliner! Dumbo the Great!
Walt Disney's Dumbo brings you a trainload of exciting new characters. Wild animals, ferocious beasts.
Features a great score which a running scarf earned a nomination for song. The Beautiful Baby Mine, the pink elephant scene is a classic. Bambi. The animated story of Bambi, a young deer hailed as the prince of the forest at his birth. As Bambi grows, he makes friends with the other animals of the forest, learns the skills needed to survive, and even finds love. One day, however, the hunters come, and Bambi must learn to be as brave as his father if he is to lead the other deer to safety. If you talk to anyone about what film messed them up mentally as a child, Bambi is a guarantee to be in that list. Who hasn't named this film as one of the saddest movies of all time? Bambi is one of the training videos to make us tough. Because if you can make it through this film without crying, that proves that you have no heart and are dead inside. Bambi, despite being one of the saddest movies of all time, still has a lot of heart and is one of the best in the Disney classics. With its beautiful animation, charming characters and breathtaking story, this is a movie that no one should miss. The Lion King. The Lion King tells the story of Simba, a young lion who is to succeed his father, Mufasa, as king of the Pride Lands. However, after Simba's uncle Scar murders Mufasa, Simba is manipulated into thinking he was responsible, and flees into exile. Upon maturation living with two wastrels, Simba is given some valuable perspective from his childhood friend, Nala, and his shaman, Rafiki, before returning to challenge Scar to end his tyranny and take his place in the circle of life as the rightful king. The Lion King is the first Disney animated feature not based on an existing story. In another sense, it is based on half the stories in classical mythology. Up is a 2009 film about an old man named Carl Fredrickson and a young wilderness explorer named Russell, who fly to South America in a floating house suspended from helium balloons in order to fulfill a promise to Carl's late wife.
My master made me his collar so that I may talk, squirrel! Hi there.
It's quite simply the best Pixar yet, seamlessly melding stirring emotions and thrilling adventure into a classic tale about letting go of the past and embracing the moment. Up is full of emotional, fun and hilarious proportions. Up is a film about getting old, about regret and about realizing that Life is messy and out of control, as much as you might try to make it otherwise. But it's also a film about love, compassion, and making sure that every day counts. What is your favorite movie from the list? Let us know below and do not forget to subscribe.